You know what? Pork rinds not the best snack to be eating if you're going to be doing something where you're going to be talking for a long time. Hello, it is Kevin, the couch potato. Oh well, it is the weekend. Happy weekend to everyone. Now that hey Nitron, hey Tio, hey, happy weekend to both of you. Oh man, hey, how has the week been so? Yeah, how has both of your week been so far? I bet you've been working hard a lot at your jobs, huh? Mm, today, but yes, today is Friday, finally, and I can only imagine just how relieved everyone can be. uh, but you know what? Because it is Friday today, I want it to be a very chill time for all my viewers. So we're just gonna relax. We're just gonna be lazy. You know what I mean? Woo! Chill, uneventful week for you. You know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean, Tio. You know exactly what I mean. But yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing if the week is chill all the way through. I think there are people who've had really hectic weeks that are wishing that they had the chill levels of your week. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'd say for this week, I wouldn't say crazy, but it's been pretty busy. Uh, so yeah, Tuesday, I went with for same for you, Nitron. Um, hey, Nitron, is how are the how are you working on any current projects at the moment? Because I know you like mess around in the with like studio software and stuff. Is there anything you can tell me about? Mm. Well, honestly, speaking of that, I remember like when I was a kid, right? Actually, this is actually oh, it's a semi hiatus at the moment. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Honestly, take the time that you need to recharge your mental willpower because you know what when you feel overwhelmed like that's when you know yeah, your work does tend to suffer if your mind isn't at full capacity. So you know what, there's really no shame in taking a break. Hopefully you're able to get back into it. I've been there before. I've been there before for sure, definitely. I think it was usually okay. So yeah, I used to I attempted at writing fan fiction. It was for a game called Blaze Blue fighting game. So here's the thing. My fan fiction it was set after the final installment of the series, Blaze Blue, um, and I wanted to make myself the new main character, and I wanted to ship myself with Noelle because oh my god, Noelle is she's a beautiful, nice lady. What can I say? But yeah, and then I for like the first I would say first 3 weeks, like I was going at full speed ahead, and like I was getting ideas back and forth. I was like, but then like eventually I just kind of hit a block, and I'm like, what do I do now? IRL things going around, but I'll get back to building whenever you can. You know what? Understandable. The good thing about that is that you are not neglecting yourself. You know what takes priority, and and if anything, when you are done with those things, you have something fun to get back to. Blaze Blue Tio? Yeah. The interesting story about how I discovered Blaze Blue. So it was, I think it was 2017 is, I think, when they announced Dragon Ball Fighters. Because I think, yeah, because yeah, 2017 they announced Dragon Ball Fighters. They showed a trailer, but I think it was like January 2018 that Fighters came out. So, anyways, I was just like so blown away by that game, and then I want to check out other games that Arc System worked on. So I picked up both Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. Guilty Gear. So I got Guilty Gear Sign, but I did not know at the time that the most recent one was Rev 2. um, I think what got my attention from Blaze Blue more, I think I just really enjoyed how Blaze Blue, like the characters are 2D sprites on top of like 3D model stages. I'm gonna complete this weekend on the re-release of. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah, I think they're showing Revenge of the Sith again in theaters, aren't they? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I remember cuz I was too young to see Attack of the Clones when it came out. And what I mean by too young is like I probably would not have remembered anything if I watched it because I was a wee baby by then. But by 2005, I was definitely cognitive and conscious. I do remember getting pulled out of school early by my parents, and my parents are the goat. My parents are the best for doing such a thing. Although, yeah. Anyways, I do remember when we would. Hey, Croc. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Arxis certainly do the. Oh, I know exactly, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know what, To exactly. But yeah, when Revenge of the Sith came out, like when my parents took me out of the theater, I not out of the theater when they took me out of school to go to the theater. I remember seeing like a whole big line out of like from the theater going out to the outside, and at the time, like for the most part, I was like living inside my own bubble, so I had no idea like how hyped that movie specifically in the greater scheme of things. But I do remember though when I sat down inside the theater and then the movie played, like I was just like bursting with joy everywhere because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm finally seeing a Star Wars movie inside the theater. Because before then, um, actually, my first movie was Attack of the Clones. I did mention before though being too young to have seen it in theaters, but I did have it on DVD, and you know what? I don't care. I do not care if I get flack for this, but Attack of the Clones is my favorite Star Wars movie. I guess it being the first one that I saw has a lot to do with it. But you know what? Gonna be honest with you. When it comes to Star Wars, I think my most favorite thing about Star Wars is the Clone Troopers. I mean, look, Jedi and Sith are cool. The stuff about the Force, like yes, that's cool. But I've always liked the more grounded military stuff with Star Wars. So it's just like most of my attention was either like the battles between the clone army and the battle droids. Honestly, yeah, because I remember it was like what in the late 2000s, like Lego came out with the battle packs, and I collected so many of those things. Actually, I do have them in my closet, and I counted at the moment 110 Clone Trooper minifigures. Yeah, I made like because yeah, because during the run that Lego was putting out the Clone Trooper battle packs, every time I ran to the grocery store or like yeah any store that had Legos, like I would make sure to get one or two of those packs, and I built up a pretty big army over time. Attack of the Clones isn't your favorite, but Clone Wars is your favorite era. I think a lot of people do share that sentiment. I mean, me personally, see you around, Tio. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, for me, like, I'm not, because, yeah, I'm not like, I don't have like the same, like, creative vision in terms of like, when it comes to making a movie. So, I'm sure like whatever criticisms Attack of the Clones has, like, as a film, I'm sure they're valid, but for me personally, like I enjoy it no matter what. And I think that's important. I think it's important to like have things you enjoy and just not let like, the opinions of others affect like how much you enjoy something. You always like the Starfighters in the original Rogue Squadron game. I think it's the third one. The third one on GameCube. The third Rogue Squadron, the cover art, that's like the one with like it's like the Red Squadron from like A New Hope, right? Flying from Yavin. Yeah, I think that's the third one. I remember playing that third one a lot. So yeah, well, I'm not gonna say embarrassing, but it is a funny story. But um, I did. It took me a while to learn when I was a kid. Okay, I'm gonna say right now, when I was a kid, a small kid who had just discovered video games, that I did not know what a memory card was. So every time I booted up Rogue Squadron 3, I was starting all the way from the start. But you know what? That first level was always fun to play, no matter what. I remember it was like you were evacuating. Oh, no problem, Croc. See ya. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I remember the first level was about like the Empire going back to Yavin 4, and then the rebels evacuating from Yavin 4. Yeah. I think that was the first level on Rogue Squadron 3, and I replayed that level so many times. uh, eventually I figured out that I need a memory card to not lose my progress. Um, so okay, yeah, something that I really did enjoy about that game though was that like you could pick. I think you had to beat the level first to like. So when you replay it, I think you had to beat the level first to pick any vehicle, any ship to take it through, right? Do you remember that, Nitron? Or did you have to beat the level first in order to like pick any ship if you wanted to replay it? Yeah. Well, anyways, I remember there's this one level where like you had to like go through like this like you had to go through like these tight corridors, and then I think the when you play that level for the first time, the first ship that you used was the A wing, and then me being a little daredevil that I am, I picked the B wing when I replayed that level, and surprisingly, I was able to um actually maneuver myself around. Anyways, oh, second we have a second viewer here. Hello, second viewer. If you are for the first Rogue Squadron game, I think I needed to collect a certain amount of gold medals to let you play any available ships. So that was the first one, then, huh? I think yeah. That okay. So that would be the first one because I remember the third one. I think all you just had to do was like complete the level. Um, I think like I remember something really cool about Rogue Squadron 3 was like there was a level where you were fighting over Geonosis, and like on for me personally, I think like seeing original trilogy characters or like any original trilogy anything interacting with some stuff from the Clone Wars is like really cool. I was never able to try the second or third game. Oh, okay. Um, did you have a GameCube? Despite having a GameCube at the moment, couldn't afford it. That's fine. To be honest, like me as a kid, I was spoiled. I had so many games. I do love my parents for that they did want to do. They wanted to show me they loved me as much as they could. They wanted to show me they loved me, and I do appreciate that they got me all the games that would give me. You only rented Melee? Oh my gosh, like doesn't Smash Bros. Melee, like if you wanted to buy a physical copy like on eBay or something, doesn't that I remember doesn't that go for Oh, I'm sorry. I disconnected for a bit. Mm, okay, let's hope the signal is back. Okay. Yeah, I think I remember looking up on eBay Melee just out of curiosity, like like what copies went for, and I think they were like at the least like I think at the cheapest it was sorry. I think at the cheapest was like I saw $700, but then like at the most expensive was like $1,000, $440. Oh yeah, $1,440. Yeah, it's pretty insane. But yeah. So when you take that into account, it makes me really lucky when I find anything that is yeah. When I find like any kind of old game from way back then, like I feel so grateful that I found it. Or maybe they were selling the case. Some sellers should really clarify on like the front case only because I was trying to buy Call of Duty World at War and it was priced at $30 and I thought I was going to be getting the full game, but for some reason the seller did not specify in the title that they were selling the case only. See, it's because of sellers like that eBay tends to get a bad rep. And I don't think that's fair because eBay is pretty good. eBay, like, yeah. But you gotta, like, I don't know how I feel about the fact that you gotta do your research onto a certain product when it comes to buying on eBay. I guess that really goes for anything, honestly. You just need to check if, you just need to check if it's which you're looking for. But yeah. Oh no, we reconnected again. Let's hope not too much was lost. But yeah, um, I'm considering selling stuff on eBay, though I'm not sure about price for shipping something. That yes, shipping is something you need to consider because I think it also depends on like the size of whatever you're shipping, like the post office or whatever service you're gonna use. They charge you, I think. I'm recalling this off experience from when I used from when I used my post office. They like they charged me on postage by like how big the thing I was sending out was, and yeah. So if you're gonna sell on eBay, take into considering shipping definitely. Yeah. But yeah. I tried selling something internationally, didn't like it. Too much paperwork. When you do bring that up, I'm like very lucky. The fact that my post office, uh, they only have me like fill out just like one form in general, and I guess it's just how the things run in that post office specifically. But yeah, I would imagine if you're just like selling stuff from like selling stuff you don't want anymore from your house, like I would imagine international shipping it's gonna that's gonna be a lot to go through for you. Oh gosh, and yeah, oh yeah. Now speaking, and yeah, you know what? I have not yeah, there are some plushes that I want to buy, but oh my gosh, yeah. Considering that they'd be coming in from Japan, and then well, I don't want to get too much into the politics, but yeah, let's just say that let's just say that when the pricing, gonna have to earn a lot more to be able to afford those plushies. But yeah. Yeah, speaking of Star Wars games though, um I w- I saw a trailer for like a new game that was coming out. It was like it's basically like a strategy game set in the Clone Wars. I wonder what the story for that is going to be like. Um, it should look yeah, it looks interesting for sure. So, oh, oh, no problem, Nitron, no problem. XCOM like a game for Star Wars. Yeah, when I saw the gameplay, that was definitely one of my first. That was one of my first thoughts for sure about that game. Anyways, in other news, um, welcome back, Nitron. Is that Nitron or Tour? So yeah, in other news, what happened in terms of other stuff that happened today? So yeah, recently, there was like a something weird happened with my oven, the oven in my house. I think it's something electrical, but my dad and I were gonna be fixing that later today, and um, all, all I know is that we really need that oven up and running because we use that oven for baking and well, and cooking too. I can't imagine like how it'd be like living on takeout forever. uh, I really hope we can get the oven back up and running. Uh, but yeah, I'm not really sure what happened, I think after inspecting it, my dad, he deduced that it might have to do something like with something inside the oven that controls like the electrical components, and so if that's the case, it looks like he really knows his way around, house stuff, which is good, um, because I can when it comes to like hiring repair help, that can only like yeah, that can only yeah, that could get like pretty expensive. Oh boy. But in any case, I'd imagine. In any case, but that should be, let's hope, by resolved by later tonight, because this weekend I was planning to bake a cake together with my mom, uh because especially since she had a friend that asked for one for like a birthday party, and you know whenever there's trouble, you got to act on those things right away. On top of that, though, on top of that, let's see what else is there. As in terms of weekend, other plans that I have. Well, I'm really hoping to go to Denny's for dinner with my parents. Denny's has changed their food over the years, but honestly, the atmosphere has pretty much stayed the same. And if there's one thing that I'm glad they did not change is the chicken strips. Yeah. Hmm. Well, anyways, I saw there's like a sale for games on PS4. Uh, now that I'm thinking about it, I've been wondering if I should upgrade to a PS5, but I don't think there's too many games out still for the PS5, or maybe there is, but I haven't really been keeping up. All I do know for sure though is it's gonna be a while for me to get a PS5. Uh, but yeah, but for me personally, there's only like I think 3 games. I don't know if personally if I want to upgrade to a PS5 yet. All I know is for sure is that all the games that I do enjoy playing, they're still on PS4. PS5 controller looks really interesting though. Kind of look. I wonder how it feels like in your hands. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. But whew, looks like I ran out of. Looks like I've hit the quota of topics for the moment. But let's see if I can find something else. I was thinking of later today that oh yeah, um, so my dog, she has like this harness, right? And then we usually have a place where we set it when we take it off her, because like that's where you attach the leash and stuff, right? Anyways, so I don't know how it happened, but for some reason, like when I was walking downstairs today, I saw the harness was like hanging off the chandelier. I'm like, how does that happen? uh, but yeah, I imagine probably what happened was, after my dad finished walking her, he like when he took the harness off, he just like threw it, thinking it would like land where it usually does, but I guess, but then just landed on the chandelier. Pretty funny. Yeah. In any case, uh, yeah. In any case, for the moment, seems I've hit quota for topics. So for now, I'll be going offline. Thank you to everyone that stopped by.